Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We'll be doing some fun math and also we'll have some puzzles every now and then. Remember, this session is for you. We want to make sure that you get an opportunity to ask questions about any topics that you're having some struggles with. And then we're going to lighten up the mood with some puzzles. So thank you for joining. If you are new, if you're joining us for the first time, I appreciate you visiting with us today. And if you're a regular, thank you for your support. And so we'll wait for a few more people to join the live session before we get started. Also, I want to also let you know that today I actually brought in some questions based on topics that were given last week towards the end, because I want to get a chance to address them with you. All right, Jordan, good afternoon. Simi, good afternoon. How are you? How are you all enjoying your summer? Are you guys doing anything fun for summer? Onyekachi, good afternoon. How are you? I'm doing very well, thank you. Thank you for asking. Anyone have any interesting plans for the summer? I'm doing very well, Onyekachi. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. Fantastic, Jordan. Thank you for subscribing and ringing that bell so that whenever something good comes up, whenever we have anything, you will get the bell, you'll get a notification. So for those that are joining us for the first time, you haven't subscribed to our channel, feel free to go ahead and subscribe so that whenever we're coming live, whenever we're going live, you get to be notified. And when we post our new videos, you also get the notification. And also, if you have some feedback for us that you need us to do something to better help you, feel free to always drop a comment on our live session as well. Drop a comment on our channel and we'll be definitely glad to see that and try to respond to you as soon as possible. Nena, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yeah, I know lots of people don't have plans right now. Hopefully everything settles and we can get back to some form of normal living in this country and in many other countries around the world. Okay, so I think we have some students here. So remember, today is going to be, I have mostly questions for second grade all the way to 7th or 8th grade. But remember, you can answer any question. It's not, you don't have to wait. I actually did not put any grades, but I'll tell you what grades they are. I did not specify the grades today because I don't want you to feel like you can answer something because it's for a lower grade. I didn't want to do that. So let's get started with today's questions. Today should be interesting. I have some puzzles that I'm expecting some dialogue, some conversation. I'm expecting you guys to do what you normally do, which is think outside the box. But we will also have some topics today that are relevant to your school and what you're learning, what you learned last semester or what you'll be learning in your next semester. Okay, going to 7th grade, there are some questions here that should be helpful to you. Okay, let us get started with our first question. So this question here is most likely for students that are in 2nd or 3rd grade or thereabout. What we're going to do is, this is a number line and we want you to identify the fractions in those specific positions. I want you to identify the fractions in those positions. So we have 3 different fractions that we're going to be focusing on. They're in position A, B, and C. And I want you to give me your best estimate of what those fractions will be Remember, no decimals, just fractions. If you have the answer, the way we're going to do it, which we always do, I'm going to give you a chance to try to answer the question. If you have an answer, if I get a few responses, then we'll go ahead and walk through it together. If we have a question that nobody knows how to solve, then we'll just go ahead and address that together. And if we need to do additional examples of that topic, we'll do that together. You don't have to reduce any fractions if they need to be reduced. Don't worry about that. I'm just trying to check that you understand how to spot a fraction when it's on a number line. So I'm waiting for a few responses. Who can tell me what the value of A is going to be, value of B, and also the value of C? I'll keep looking to see if anyone has some responses. We'll give it a few more minutes on this question, and I'll try to answer. I'm going to show you every question that I walk through today. I'm going to show you the simplest way to do it. Okay, Nena says 2, 1 over 3, 3, 3 over 4, and 4, 5 over 8. Okay? Thank you for responding. We'll wait for one or two more people to try this question, and I'll show you the best way to do it. So I'm actually expecting some of the higher grades to respond, because remember, this is a chance for you to review the topics that you have learned a long time ago, or maybe even more recently. So go ahead and give it a shot, and maybe I am actually looking forward to learn from you as well. It's not just about you learning from me. Sometimes I learn from you guys. So go ahead and let's learn together. So 2A, 3B, 4C. No, so every letter there represents a fraction. So each of your answers must be a fraction. Let's do A together, and I'll give you an idea. It'll give you an idea of how you should go about this type of question. Okay, so everyone is responding. So let's do the first one, and then we'll be able to, then I think you all will get a chance to understand how to go about this. So let's do this one. I'm going to do A. So here we have 2 and we have 3. What I want you to do is, because A is between 2 and 3, I'm just going to write a 2 right over here. That's your whole number. Now the next thing you're going to do after that is to count how many hops do you need to get to from 2 to 3. How many hops do you need to take from 2 to 3? I'm going to take 1 hop here, 1 hop here, then the third hop, and then there are 4 hops. So your denominator is going to be 4. Now let's look at the number of hops from 2 until we get to A. How many hops is that? 1, 2. That is going to be your numerator. So this is going to be the value for A. So this is what you will do for B and also for C. Does that help? Does this help? So let's review again. Because A is between 2 and 3, 2 is going to be your whole number. And then the next thing you're going to do is count how many hops you need to take from 2 to 3. You can see that there are 4 hops. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that's going to be your denominator. And then to get your numerator, you're going to count how many hops from 2 to the letter that you are trying to find the value for. So there are 2 hops from 2 to A. So that's going to be your numerator. So that is 2 over 4. All right, let's see who's going to get the answer for B. Also remember that if you have any topics that you personally want help with, feel free to state that, and then we'll be able to also accommodate your request. All right, I'm waiting for someone to get the value for B. Give it a try. Doesn't matter if you get it wrong. We're here to learn together. I'll make sure that you understand it after we're done with showing you how to do it. 3 over 5. Okay, Nena says that. 3 over 5. Jaden, okay. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead, and I think we got some responses. Let's go ahead and see what B is going to be. So the first thing we're going to do is find out where is B. B is between 3 and 4, correct? So because B is between 3 and 4, your whole number is going to be 3. The next thing you're going to do is count how many hops from 3 to 4. So we have 1 hop here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our denominator is going to be 5. And then how many hops from 3 to B? We have 1, 2, 3. So there are 3 hops from 3 to B. So our fraction is going to be 3 over 5. That is correct. Most of you got it right. And now we have the last one. We want to get the value of C. We want to get the value of C. I see 4 over 8. Okay. Let's wait for 1 or 2 more responses, and then we can get going with the next question. 4 over 8. All right. So no, this is not fractions and algebra. This is just mixed fractions, but we're using a number line to identify the specific mixed fraction that we're after. Okay, so let's go. Let me show you what to do here. I see some responses, so that's good. You guys, I think you all are getting you're getting the point. So our C is between 4 and 5. So that means that our whole number is going to be 4. Now we need to find out how many hops from 4 to 5. Let's count. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 hops from 4 to 5. So that's going to be our denominator. And then the next thing we're going to do is count the number of hops from 4 until we get to C. So that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 hops from 4 to C. So now we have our fraction is 4 over 8. Good job, everyone. Good job, good job, good job. Are there any questions about this topic? All right, Jordan, Nena, Simi, good job. Jaden, good job. Anyone who participates, you've done a good job. I know sometimes it can be intimidating. You may be scared, but don't be scared. Feel free and feel safe responding whenever we come together. All right, so we got that done. Okay, so let's go to the next question. If there are no questions on this, we'll go to the next one. And after that, we're going to go to a puzzle. I want to make sure that we do 2 questions and a puzzle every time. Okay. Thank you, Auntie Laurette, for joining. Thank you, everyone, for joining. If you're new, if this is your first time joining us here today, please subscribe. And those that have joined us all the time, if you've been joining us all the time and you still haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? I'm sure we have some good content for you that is helping you with school and giving you something to look forward to. So this here is going to be for 4th, 5th, and 6th graders. That's the topic, but anybody can answer it. We want to find out the place value of 6 in the number 586-254-012. So let's go ahead and make some attempt. So if you're in a second or third grade and you know it, feel free to answer. Don't feel limited by what grade I tell you it is. So go ahead and try. Okay, I want you to, okay. Can you write that in words? The place value, just in words. Yes, anybody can answer, actually. Anybody can answer. Every question on this, every question I put out here, anybody can answer. Okay, Murayo and Demi, good afternoon. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining. So this is the 6 we're after. Don't forget that. We're looking for the place value right here. So I see 6,006,000. Okay, everyone is making an attempt. That is good. I like that. I like to see that you're making an attempt. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to draw. So there are 6 digits. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, there are 9 actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So let me try to draw 9 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So in these 9 boxes, I'm going to write all these digits. So I have 5, 8, 6, 2, 5, 4, 0, 1, 2. So what I'm going to do, just for the sake of those that are in lower grades, we're going to start from the right-hand side and we're going to go left. We're going to start from the right-hand side, go left. So the first position here is called ones. The second position here is tens. Our third position is hundreds. The fourth position here is thousands. Then we have 10,000. 10,000. Then we have here 100,000. Then we have millions. And we got to our 6. So our 6 is in the millions position. So you can see that 6 is in the millions place value. Millions place. Okay, so if we want to keep going, just for the sake of those that want to keep going, this you will call this 10 millions. And then this is 100 millions. So now we know where 6 is. 6 is in the millions position. So good job, all of you. Good job to you all. Good job. Okay, so are there any questions before we go to our first puzzle for the day? Any questions? Any questions? Remember, you can ask if there's a topic that you're very interested in that we're not covering right now. Feel free to ask that question and I will go back and make sure we can address your concerns or any questions that you have. That is fine, Jordan. That is perfect. That is perfect. I'll accept that. Okay, so now let's go to our first puzzle for today. We're going to unscramble these 5-letter words. There are 5 of them. You're going to unscramble them. So these 5 letters are going to spell something that is a word that we use every day, or maybe not every day, but we know of. I want you to come up with the words that these 5 letters are going to be used to spell. Okay, all right. I see. That's good attempt so far. So Goose, let's see if anyone else can come up with all of the words. So what we're going to do here is we have these 5 letters. Let me just explain again. We have these 5 letters. They spell a specific word. They are not written in the right order. So we're going to find out how can we write these 5 words so they spell a word that we already know of. Let me do the first one. So we have OOSGE. This, if you rearrange this, you can see that this is going to be GOOSE, and it's going to spell goose, which is a word that we know of. So all we're going to do is do the same for all of the 4 other 5-letter words. Okay. I see thank, I see world, all right. Goose, thank, world, pizza, child. All right, everyone is good attempts, good attempts. Okay, so we have some agreements from a lot of people here that this is going to be thank. Let's see if that is true. So we have T, and then we have H, A, N, K. All right, that is correct. We have world, W, O, R, L, D. That is good. And pizza. This one, I wasn't sure if a lot of people would get this, but you guys, as usual, exceed my expectations. So that is good. P-I-Z-Z-A. And then child. C-H-I-L-D. All right, good job. Everyone has done a good job today on the first puzzle. I hope we can get to the second and the third puzzles. Those are actually kind of interesting. All right, so let's go to the next slide, next page. So just a quick reminder, remember our summer program is still going on. We started our SAT class last week, and we've already had 2 classes so far. So if you have older siblings that are interested in getting ready for the SAT or the ACT, let them know. Also, we're still taking some enrollments for kids from grade 2 all the way through to grade 12. And so if you want to contact us, here's some information for you. Our email address, phone number, and of course you can go on our website and try to contact us that way as well. Those who are in this program are having a good time. I've got a chance to listen in on some of the programs, some of the classes. They're doing very well, and it's been quite entertaining to me at least. So let's go to another place value. This actually I put here because a student asked this question last week, and I wanted to make sure that we could address that question. So we're looking for what are the values of 3 in the number 45370.413. So here are the numbers we're looking for. We're looking for this number right here and this one right here. What are the place values of those 3? What are the place values of 3 in those positions? Place value of 3 in those positions. Be careful about the decimal. The decimal makes a big difference in how you're going to interpret this number. So I'm going to go ahead and draw our boxes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to draw a box for the decimal. 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, another 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and plug in the digits, the numbers into those boxes, and 300.0. Can you write that in words? Actually, I want to see something in words as well. But good attempt. 3,000. Okay, all right. So it looks like we're on track. So let me go ahead and write these numbers. So this is 4, 5, 3, 7, 0. This is our decimal. We need to account for it. 4, 1, 3. We need to make sure that we know that there's a decimal, because you're going to see how it's going to change how we're going to deal with the place value. So I'm going to start before the decimal. That one is a lot easier to work with. So let's go ahead and identify this as ones. We always, when you go before the decimal, you go from the right to the left. After the decimal, you go from the left to the right. That's why it's important to know what the decimal is about. So you have ones here, you have tens here, you have hundreds here, you have thousands, and then you have 10,000. Now, right after the decimal, things change. There's no ones in that. When you go after the decimal, you actually start with tenth. Then you go to hundredth. You notice that it's similar. The only thing that we don't do is we don't have ones, and we don't have ones, and every place value has a th at the end. And then this here is going to be thousands. And just for the sake of those that are not familiar or need some refresher on this, this is called tenth because you can make an assumption that it's only one number after the decimal, so you're going to divide by 10. This is two numbers after the decimal, so you're going to divide by 100. And then this 3 here is 3 numbers after the decimal, so you're going to divide by 1,000. So here's the simple rule. After the decimal, the number of digits after the decimal, you put 2 zeros in the denominator, and that's going to give you your place value. So if this was 4, it will be tenth because it's 1 digit after the decimal, and you're going to divide by 10. But here we're concerned with 3. That 3 right there is 3 digits after the decimal. So 1, 2, 3. So there's going to be divide by 1,000. That is why it's called thousandths. Are there any questions? So you all have it right. I see everyone has it right. So let's write the answer here. It's going to be 300. That's one answer. And then we have 3,000. We have with THS. So these are the values that we're looking for. Is that clear? Does anyone have any questions? Any part of it you'd like me to go over again? All right, let's go to the next one. I think everyone is doing well. And okay, so this is actually a 6th and 7th grade question. But like I said, if you're in a lower grade and you can do it, go for it. And here's what we're asking. This is we're looking at unit rate and proportion here. If a writing teacher can type 200 words in 4 minutes, how long will it take for her to type 700 words? So we're looking at unit rate. Unit rate. So I'll give you a quick hint on this. For you to be able to answer this question, you need to find out how many words can be typed in 1 minute. Because we're looking at unit rate. So if I write any question and you're in a lower grade, don't feel scared of it. Just try. Just give it a try. You can answer what you think is right. Nobody's going to make fun of you or anything of that sort. We don't like that here. So we will make sure that you feel safe and comfortable expressing your opinions and your ideas. Okay, so let's see. Let me write the hint up here. Hint, unit rate, and that simply means how many words in 1 minute. In 1 minute. Because when you get your unit rate, you can answer any type of question. So I see 9 minutes, 13 minutes, 14 minutes. So okay, good. Everyone is making an attempt. That's all that matters. It's definitely more than 10 minutes. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so let's try to answer this together. Okay, 14 minutes, 14 minutes. All right. Let's try to answer this together. So we have 200 words. So the way I'm going to write this is 200 words. I'm going to show you two ways to do this actually. 200 words equal to 4 minutes. Like I said earlier, the easiest way to go about this is to find out the unit rate, which is to find out how many words can be typed in 1 minute. So I'm going to put 1 minute here. And you can see here that to get from 4 minutes to 1 minute, when we're looking at unit rate and proportion, we're only dealing with multiplication and division. We don't deal with addition or subtraction. So for us to get from 4 to 1, what are we going to do? We are going to divide this part by 4. So we're going to do exactly the same thing here as well. We're going to divide this by 4. So when you divide 200 by 4, 200 divided by 4, so this is going to be 5 multiplied by 4. We have 20, 0, and I'm just going to put a 0 here. So you have 50 words. Okay, now we need to get to 700 words, which is right here. 700 words, and we want to find out how many minutes that's going to be. So the question here would be, the approach you want to take here would be to find out what do I have, how do I get from 50 to 700? Remember, we're dealing with proportion and unit rate, so we're either multiplying or dividing. Because 50 is less than 700, we're going to multiply. And in order for you to figure out what you're multiplying by, you would just divide 700 by 50, and that would give you 14. And so you can see here in this case that we're multiplying by 14 here. So we come over here also and then multiply by 14. 1 minute multiplied by 14 is going to give you 14 minutes. So that's one way to go about it. The other way to go about it is to do this. Let me use a different color. So we have 200 words, 4 minutes. We have 700 words, and we don't know how many minutes, right? Let's assume that that's the case. So we can go here, and we can have 200 over 700 is equal to 4 over x. So for those who are working on proportions and you understand how to work with your fractions, this is what you would do. And the next step you want to take is a cross product. So you have a cross product, so that simply means that we have 200 multiplied by x equal to 4 multiplied by 700. And then we go ahead and divide both sides by 200. So if you want to do algebra, if you love algebra, this is the best way to go about it. So this is going to cancel 200. 0 here is going to cancel 0 here. 0 here is going to cancel 0 here. And then 2 divided by 2, 1. 4 divided by 2, we have 2. And x is equal to 2 multiplied by 7, which is 14 minutes. So those are two different ways you can actually answer the same question. Are there any questions about this? Okay, 50 words per minute. Yep, all of you have done well. You have all done well. Thank you for your participation and your contribution. Now I think we have our next puzzle, and let's see how everyone does with this puzzle. Okay, this is a very interesting one, and I want you to pay a lot of attention to detail in this puzzle. So we have a police officer and there are 5 people that are suspected of a robbery, and the police officer was told that the robber has blue pants, straight striped hat, and a straight mustache, and he had stolen a wristwatch. Which of these people do you think was that robber? Which of these 5 people do you think committed the crime? You have to pay a lot of attention. You have to think a lot about what's going on. Remember, here are the things that you need to know about the robber, or we can call it the thief. Blue pants, very important. I'm going to try to make sure I highlight them with the colors. Blue pants. And we have a straight striped hat. So all their hats are brown. So let's go with straight striped hat. We have a straight mustache. And we have a stolen wristwatch. So which one of these 5 people do you think committed the crime? L.A. Okay. That's interesting. So if you think is L.A., everyone thinks it's L.A. That's very interesting. Why do you think it's L.A.? That's very interesting. I'm actually curious on that. Why do you think it's LA? So I think everyone thinks that this guy is guilty. So let's put a mark over him. This is who everybody thinks is guilty. He has a straight mustache. Really? Look at his mustache again and tell me if it's straight or if it's bending downwards. Take a look at it again. Is it straight or is it bending downwards? His pants are striped more. Okay, that sounds logical to me. It makes a lot of sense. I wouldn't fault you for that. Or Lou? Who's Lou? Oh, are you talking about Lou or Leo? Which one? Who are you referring to? Another important fact here that you need to pay attention to is this word right here, armed. Simply means that the person who stole used a gun. So pay attention to that. That's a very important part of the question. Okay, so you said Lou or Liu. Okay. If you actually look at Lou, let me help you with Lou. If you look at Lou, his hat is not straight striped. It's actually zigzag. It's wavy. His hat has this kind of a pattern right here. Something that looks like that. Something that looks along those lines. If you look at the pattern on his hat, it's not straight. it's written all over Lee's face. But how can Lee steal a wristwatch? He has his hand all bundled up in some band-aid or something. He's hurt. He can't fit a wristwatch through that. Okay, so everyone has made a very good effort, So let's look at Lou. The first thing that disqualifies Lou is that his hat is not straight striped. So that eliminates Lou. Let me get a good color here. So it cannot be Lou. What about Lo? Look at what Lo has a problem. He can't hold a gun because of that. So Lo cannot hold a gun. So Lo is disqualified. It's not the thief. And what about La? This is the problem with La. His mustache is actually bending downwards, so it's not straight. And then Lee has a hurt hand, so he can steal, nor can he put a wristwatch through that hand. So therefore, we can't have Lee. And so our answer is going to be Liu. How was that? How was that? Was that easy? Was that confusing? What was that? How did that feel? Did anyone find that interesting? I thought it was interesting. Okay, we're going to go to our next question. Well, it's as straight as it can possibly be for a mustache, right? That's as straight as it's possibly going to be. It's not going to be a perfect straight. You won't find anyone with that. Okay, so let's go to next question here. So good participation from everyone. That was actually interesting. So Mike has 15 boxes of apples and Carla has 12 boxes of pineapples. A box of apples contains 30 apples while a box of pineapples contains 15 pineapples. They both decide to share all the fruit among 45 people. How many fruits does each person get? So this is what we will call multi-operation word problem. So 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade. This should be something that is probably what you're learning or what you will learn soon. So it's multi-operations. You're going to do, when I say multi-operations, it means that addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. You're going to do 2 or more of those to get to the answer here. You're going to do 2 or more of those. We have 15 boxes of apples, 12 boxes of pineapples. We need to find out how many fruits they have all together. And we need to figure out how to divide or how to share. Anyway, keywords are important. Share. Anytime you see the word share in a word problem, you're always thinking of division. Division means to share. If you're in a lower grade and you can do it, please try. Please attempt it. Please give it a shot. Don't feel shy. Don't feel intimidated because I said it's usually what people study in 5th grade. Some 4th graders can do 6th grade work. Trust me on that. So feel free to try. And if you're wrong, it's okay. We'll all learn together. We'll see how to do it together. Okay, I see 75. How'd you come up with that? Okay, I'm waiting for some answers. So I'll give you some hints. Let me write some hints here. And that should help you. Hint, how many fruits are there? That's the first thing you want to do. How many fruits are there? Okay, 730. 730. I think you have a calculation error somewhere on 730. And Jaden, okay, looks like I can see some answers. Good, good. Everyone is trying to do something here. That's good. $14 fruits a person is what I see. Jaden, Anastasia, 14 fruits per person. Nena says each person gets 14 fruits. All right. Simi says 15. Okay, good. Keep the answers coming. This is fun. Always remember, if there's a topic that is, it's tugging at your heart, or is something that you just can't understand, maybe you're learning it or in school, or you learned it last semester and it still doesn't make any sense, and you want some help, please go ahead and ask the question. I will be happy. I'll be glad to answer that question for you. So I see 16, I see 14, 15. So everyone is around 14, 15, 16. So that sounds like you guys are doing a good job. You guys are doing a good job so far. Actually, you've done a good job today. Okay, go ahead and ask the question. Ask the question. Okay, all right. Okay. All right, since we have quite a few answers come through, and it seems like everyone is probably exhausted. They are, is done doing what they want to do with this question. Let's try to answer it together. Remember, I gave you a hint. How many fruits are there? We want to find out how many apples there are. Rather, how many apples Mike has and how many pineapples Carla has. So the first thing we're going to do is, for Mike, he has 15 boxes of apples. He has 15 boxes of apples and he has 30 apples in one box. So we're going to find out how many he has all together, and that is going to be multiplication. And so we're going to go ahead and multiply 15 by 30. What I like to do is, whenever there's a number that ends with a 0, I ignore the 0 and just work without the 0. So this is going to give me 15 multiplied by 3. 5 multiplied by 3 is 15. I have 5, bring 1 up here. 1 multiplied by 3 is 3 plus 1, 4. So that's 45. So I'm going to now have 45 and bring my 0 to the end. So that's that. And we have 12 boxes of pineapples, and each box contains 15 pineapples. So 12 multiplied by 15. So let's go ahead and multiply that together. So this is going to give us 2 multiplied by 5, we have 10. So we write 0 here and bring 1 up here. 1 multiplied by 5, we have 5 plus 1, we have 6. Then we come here, we bring a 0. 2 multiplied by 1, that is 2. 1 multiplied by 1, we have 1. And this is going to give us, we add this up together, 0, 8, 1. So 180. So another way you could have done this, for those that are in maybe 3rd grade, this is what you could have also done. Use your place value for your multiplication. You could have done this as well. So remember that 12 is 10 plus 2. 15 is 10 plus 5. And then we can add this all together. We can multiply across. 10 multiplied by 10, 100. 10 multiplied by 2, we have 20. 10 multiplied by 5, we have 50. And 2 multiplied by 5, we have 10. And then we can add all of them together. 100 plus 50 plus 20 plus 10. Let's have zeros all over here. Let's add them up. You have 0 here. 5 plus 2, 7 plus 1, we have 8. 1 plus all these zeros, 1. So you can see 2 different ways to get to the same answer. Just wanted to show you that that's an option as well. So now we want to find out how many fruits we have all together. So we're going to add 180 to 450. So 0 plus 0, we have 0 here. 5 plus 8, we have 13. So we're going to write 3 here and bring 1 up here. 1 plus 4, 5, plus 1, we have 6. So we have 630 fruits. All right, 630 fruits. And we have 45 people that we need to share this among. So we have 630 divided by 45. So now we look for how many groups of 45 can we find in 63. We got 1 multiplied by 45, we have 45. And then we can subtract here. 13 minus 5 is 8. 6 minus 4 is 1. Sorry, let me do it the right way. Let me not make any assumptions here. So 3 minus 5, we can't do that, so we come over to 6 and we borrow 1. There's 5 left over. The one that we borrow is going to be 10, and we add 10 to 3 is going to be 13. 13 minus 5, we have 8. 5 minus 4, we have 1. And then we bring down this 0, and we divide 180 by 45. That's going to give you 4. 4 multiplied by 45 is 180. So that is going to give us 14 fruits per person. Anybody have any questions? All right, so far so good. So far so good. Everyone is doing well. And now we have our last puzzle, and I want you guys to think. This is going to be, it's going to be so simple, but it's going to make you think a lot. All right, 2 people played 9 hands of chess. Both of them won the same number of games and there was no draw. How is this possible? Let the answers flow. So we had 2 people playing 9 hands of chess. Both of them won the same number of games and there was no draw. How is this possible? How could this possibly happen? For those that have not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't liked the video, please go ahead and like it as well. And you know, when you subscribe, whenever we're going live or we upload new videos, you're going to get notified. Or if there's something special coming up, we'll post it ahead of time and you'll get notified as well. So looking forward to getting your support with some subscriptions and also some likes. Thank you for that. All right, our last question. 2 people played 9 hands of chess. They didn't get to finish the last game. Okay. And they both gave up on the last game. That's interesting. I like that thought process. So we got some good thing. We got some people thinking outside the box here. Those are very possible. But remember, they played 9 hands. For you to play a hand, you must finish the hand. For it to be considered a hand, it must be finished. So they didn't finish the last game. Okay, everyone is thinking. I like that. It's always interesting when I have these topics because it makes me realize how smart all of you are. You know, you guys think very wide, you think about things very deeply, and that is very good. That is very good in everything you do. It helps you in your math, in your science, in your grammar, everything you do in school and outside of school. You have to be good at, you have to think very, very deeply sometimes. So that is good. They decided that they would both just win, or they would just both win. Okay. 1 person played for the 2 people. Wow, that's that's quite creative. 1 person played for the 2 people. See, they decided that they would just both win. Okay, so they decided both of them would win. All right. You all are thinking very, very deeply. Okay, you guys want the answer? You ready for the answer, or you got some other ideas? Are you ready for the answer? It's so simple. When I say the answer, you're going to be like, oh, I wish I thought about that. No, it's not hard. They played 9 games but didn't finish the last one. Okay, you guys ready for the answer? All right. So the answer is that they played against other people. So they won 4 games. They won 4 games against other people. Each of them won 4 games against other people, and each of them may have lost 1 game. So think about it. There are 9 games, right? It says 2 people played 9 hands of chess, right? They played 9 hands of chess. So that means if they both won the same number of games, it means one of them could have won. One of them could have won 4 games. The other one could have won 4 games. And also there's a 9th game missing somewhere. Maybe the one that won, one of the ones that won 4 games lost the game to somebody else. You could also look at it this way. They played 9 hands. One of them, they could both have played 3 games against each. They could have won 3 games, but also between the two of them lost 3 games. So there are lots of different ways you have to look at it. But the most important thing is to remember that because 9 is an odd number, you're always going to have one have more than the other. So in order for you to have the same number of wins, somebody else must have beat one of them. That's just all you have to think about. All right, does that make sense? I know somebody had a question earlier. Feel free to ask if there's no other. If are there any questions that anyone else has, I can entertain them. We got a few minutes before we have to go. I thought it would be funny but interesting, so I'm glad you all find it amusing. Okay, with place and place value. Okay, you know what? I think next week I would actually try to do some more examples on place value. I will take that into consideration for next week Tuesday's session, and then we will do something on place value. We'll try to build up maybe 3-digit, 4-digit, and so on and so forth, and we'll try to build up so you can understand how place value works, and maybe I'll add some rounding as well to rounding place values. All right, how was today's session? What do you guys think? You guys enjoyed it? You feel like questions were too hard or the questions were too easy? Is there something that we didn't do today that you'd like us to do next week? All right, I'm waiting for your response. Everyone feel good about today's session? Next week, I'm going to try to do more place value for sure. All right, more stuff for the smaller children. We will add that for sure. And we'll look at what's going to be, we'll look for topics that they can learn from and also maybe remind the older students about. So I think that's good. That's good feedback. Thank you for that feedback. And all right. All right. Thank you everyone for joining. Don't forget Thursdays. We're going to be doing some more stuff on Thursday. We're going to try to do things for older grades as well on Thursday. So feel free to join our session on Thursday. You will learn something. And always remember, if you have friends that are having this summer and they don't have any place to go to do something like this, just let them know they can join us. I'm always happy to entertain more people. The more the merrier. So thank you again for your time. Thank you for the hour. I know there are lots of things you could be doing and you chose to spend the hour with us. So thank you, much appreciated. Enjoy the rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you again next week. For those that are not able to come on Thursday, see you next week, Tuesday. If you're able to come on Thursday, look forward to having you again for an hour. Thank you, and God bless you. Don't forget to subscribe and tell somebody about this wonderful channel that you're learning something and having a good time learning. All right, bye for now. Same time on Thursdays, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.